Okay, this is the 20th anniversary of a free software project by the autonomous province of Bozen and Bolzano, in particular by the Italian School Board. The project is called FUS, and I will show you what we did in the past 20 years. Of course, 10 minutes are not enough for doing this, but we'll try to explain what we did. Okay. Okay. It all started in 2005, and we had okay, it's not working. Okay. We had Paolo Lorenzi, who was inspector of the schools, of the Italian schools for the scientific topics. And he was the one, unfortunately he is no more among us, he was the one that said that we need to start something about free software in Italian schools. Why? The answer is in what he was saying, that all students and teachers have the right to use the same exact tools they use at schools, also at home, okay? And in order to be able to use, modify the software, study it, okay, the only way was by using free software. And many other teachers participated to the project. Some of them could be here. Some of them will participate to other events we're going to organize. The point is that the project started training several teachers of the Italian schools, and they made around 400 hours of training in IT, and in particular in the use of free software and Linux as operating system. And what they did is that these teachers were the ones that were following other teachers and taught them how to use GNU Linux and free software daily. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot go with the slides. Okay, I say simply next one. Okay, you help me. Okay, next one. Okay, it doesn't work, unfortunately. Okay, what we were teaching to students was that using free software is exactly like cooking, okay? This is a nice comics that was made by a member of the free software community, which is Marco Amato Zughi, and he described with these 4 pictures how exactly it is to when you use free software, okay? Which are exactly the 4 freedoms that free software gives students. Using free software is like opening the hood of a car, okay? When you can do everything in your car. If the hood cannot be opened, you can do anything. And your car is exactly as a black box. In the schools, we do not want to have this scheme here. We want a virtuous circle, not a vicious circle like this one, where you buy software, you use it, and after a few years you throw it away, okay? In the schools, we do not want this to see these things. If we compare software to food, we do not want to use canned food, okay? The students, those are the people that say, I can do much more than just clicking on colored icons, okay? This is a message given by an association in Germany, which is Digital Courage, that works a lot with schools. So our students can contribute to free software, not necessarily by programming or modifying programs, but simply creating some nice backgrounds to be used. We why was FUS able to bring free software to schools? Because all the hardware is typically bought centrally. So from the very beginning of the project, we said, okay, all the hardware, the PCs and the notebooks will be bought without operating system pre-installed, because we're going to install GNU Linux. These are the numbers that we have in our schools, so around 16,000 students working every day and 2,000 teachers in 74 schools. And we have around 5,000 PCs and notebooks around, which are installed with Debian, because we chose Debian as operating system. Debian is also installed on around 65 servers all around in those 74 schools, more or less. FUS is also installed in other schools, not necessarily in public schools, but we have the music school, we have private schools as the Liceo Scientifico Toniolo, we have schools outside South Tyrol, like the Institute Cornaro in Jesolo, near Venice. We have a school in Florence, and this is the last school that needed 2 labs. We gave them refurbished PCs and pre-installed with FUS, so with Debian, plus a server, which is that one. We use FUS also in kindergartens. Computers in kindergartens aren't supplied by the autonomous province of Bolzano, so it happens that they are typically refurbished PCs and PCs that are given in some cases by parents. So at some point, the operating system needs to be updated, and updating that with the free software is quite easier. This is how we are structured. We have a FUS lab with 4 people, me, Andrea, and Claudio, with the inspector for scientific topics. Then we have a technological partner that works with us in implementing and modifying software and in writing documentation. We have technicians, just 7 full-time equivalents for all the 74 schools. These are not much because each one has to work in around 10 schools. And, but the great force of the project are the teachers that work in each school. So we have one teacher that does let's say, we call it the technical contact person, and she or he helps in checking that everything works in the school from the IT side. Okay, we use a full free software stack, starting from the virtualization of our servers. We use Proxmox, and the operating system running on the server, I mean the virtual machine, which is the so-called FUS server, is based on Debian. We have several services that are installed both on the servers and on the clients. We have 2 main packages, which are the FUS server and the FUS client, which transform a vanilla, let's say, a NetInst Debian installation into either a FUS server or a FUS client. We use Ansible for doing configurations. We have several tools that were developed also by our technicians. We developed applications, web applications for doing the maintenance of either servers or machines for creating users and so on. For the inventory, we use GLPI, which is a very good web tool. Okay, I try to go faster, and in these years, since we were using public money, several organizations around the world recognized that we were creating public value. So, the Digital Public Goods Initiative, the Free Software Foundation Europe, the European Parents Association, the Open Source Initiative recognized that we, as many other free software projects around the world, were producing public value. Okay. This is a representation of all the software we are using in schools. These pieces of software were not chosen by us, they were chosen by teachers. We helped just them choosing between one or another in terms of functionalities. And as I said before, we apply the public money, and we decide to be part of the Public Money, Public Code initiative. Why? Because the Public Money, Public Code initiative exactly is implemented by an Italian law. We have two articles, which is the Article 68 and 69 of the Code for Digital Administration. These two articles summarized say exactly what the Public Money, Public Code initiative says, okay? So we decided to apply these two laws before the Italian Code for Digital Administration came out in 2005. Typically, for transparency reasons, we show the financial aspects of FUS. In 20 years, this is the money that we spent, that we invested, rather than simply spent. And we can say that, just as an example, from 2007 to 2022, so in 16 years, we invested in free software practically a little less than what we would have spent for Microsoft licenses. So you see, in 2004, we were spending around 312,000 euros a year for Microsoft licenses. We got in contact with several associations of the territory, especially during the pandemic, in order to bring free software to the citizens. And one of the initiatives was School Swap. So in around 3 years, we were able to bring to families around 800 PCs, refurbished PCs, that we received from companies. And the project was now renamed into Swap to Learn, which is a new one and continues, let's say, what we inherited from the previous one. We want really to thank all the institutions that helped us over these years, which are these ones, and all the citizens that helped us with the project. And thank you so much also for listening and participating to our anniversary. We have maybe time for one question, if you want, just one, and then...
Why is there such a difference between the two school systems? There's the German school system and the Italian school system.
Well, it's just a matter of choice, in the sense that schools are autonomous. Italian schools in 2005 decided to move towards free software, and all school directors were in favor of that. And unfortunately, German and Latin schools didn't do the same choice.
They are paying millions of license.